Right on, welcome back, Wrench Nation. Make sure to get on to wrenchnation.tv. AAPEX, our Inside the Industry series. Appreciate my podcast family. I know you guys dip in and out of the show. You can make sure you get it on any of your podcast players. It's always an honor to do this. I get to meet some really cool people. And for all my California family, we get out to Southern California. I've seen you out there. ASSCA, we've got the current president, Mr. Rory Balmer. Welcome to Wrench Nation.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, and the incoming, new and improved, can I say that, Miss Carolyn Coquillette. You are coming in as president.
I will be president next year, yes.
This is awesome. And of course, behind the great shop where? And what's the name of your garage? You're outside of
Luscious Garage.
Luscious. Hybrid. When you think hybrid, you think luscious. I love that. We're all connected, and that's the neat thing, Rory. We're not just like Madison Avenue types that decided we're going to create these companies and all the great things. A lot of it on a volunteer level. We're going to get to that regarding associations. But Rory, where's your shop at?
My shop is in Twin Peaks, California, which is in the Lake Arrowhead area, which is in the San Bernardino mountain range.
Right, and so you've done an amazing job over the last several years as president of ASSCA. For those that may not be familiar, hey, I'm in Sacramento, I'm watching. What's ASSCA? What is ASSCA?
ASSCA is automotive shop owners, a professional association where we get together and make each other better.
Man, that's in a nutshell. Carolyn, isn't that what it's about?
That's what it's all about.
And we're knuckleheads sometimes in the industry because, like, we get it, we get busy. We're all like, especially now, supply chain issues, shortage of skilled labor.
You bet.
And so some would say, well, I can get that on YouTube, like I can get that information. But tell us what makes being part of an association, especially ASSCA out of California, what's different? What makes that magical over there for members?
Well, I mean, there's so much going on in our industry, especially today. It's an adapt or die moment. And folks might think, you know, I can't afford to be in the association. And I would say you can't afford not to be in the association. We need to come together as an industry. We need to advocate on our behalf as the aftermarket, as independent service providers. Our superpower is the fact that we're independent. We have the ingenuity. We're the ones who solve problems. If the dealership could have put us out of business, they would have put us out of business already.
As well as legislatively, we can't miss that. Like, we get it. Some of us that are on the fence, they're thinking, I can get a uniform deal, I can get this.
Right.
But that's not what it's about. Talk to us about Sacramento, your weight with your lobbyists. That's a key ingredient, especially with right to repair. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, California in particular. So California has a very proactive consumer affairs division.
You're speaking lightly.
And within the consumer affairs division is the good old Bureau of Auto Repair, or BAR. And, BAR has a good spirit. It wants to look out for the consumer. But it's very easy for them to not understand what we are doing to help consumers.
They're disconnected. Can we get into that topic? Because this also falls along the line of power of membership. Do you find legislators are, and with all due respect to legislators, they can become disconnected? Like they didn't ask shop owners what the real and raw is?
Well, they're isolated. They don't know what we do. Just like the general public doesn't know what we do. And so what the association does is on your behalf be able to advocate at the legislative level, at the state level, and help people understand what we're doing and look out for our best interests alongside everybody else's. And without that voice, without that presence, guess what? Our best interests will not be considered. So that's absolutely essential, especially when you're talking about being able to do business as an independent service provider. We need to band together. We need that association power and might to be able to speak on our behalf.
So data is key. Data is key, especially in the hybrid world, the EV space, especially in that space. I get a flow chart and I'm missing page 7 because somebody said you couldn't have the data. Rory, it's important that we keep a fight as an aftermarket, a collective together for our guys and gals in the service space that have to work on these cars.
Absolutely. Just being involved with this association has brought so much to my shop and my guys because we're getting information, I'm meeting with people, I have connections now and all the networking just really benefits us in the shop. We run into a problem, a hybrid, we can call Carolyn's shop. We can call any number. We can call Scott Brown. We can call any number of people to help us through that. I mean, that is priceless, and moving those projects forward and keeping production numbers up and all of that, and also with our technicians not getting frustrated on one car and getting stuck. I mean, what else could you want?
A powerful network. I mean, at least it's something to say about, like, we can have the sort of two-dimensional. I can go on YouTube and watch a seminar and things like that. We all got the Zoomitis over the last year and so, and I'm not knocking Zoom, but we can blood pulse feel. I can reach, you said that very well, by the way. If I'm new to the hybrid and I want to incorporate that, I've got Carolyn in my network, and you're part of that, and you're willing to share. And so, I mean, the membership factor, I mean, it's not just like networking, it's knowledge base and resources. How do you challenge current members who show up, they're a part of the deal, but maybe they can do a better job sharing and spreading the word? I always use Chula Vista and El Cajon as an example. And you got members out there, but you've got folks out there that feel like they're alienated because they're Hispanic shop owners or there are Arabic friends. What can we do better as current members to bring other people in?
Well, I mean, certainly the whole industry is transforming right now on so many levels, and the diversification of all the folks that are participating is welcome change. And we are, as a group, we're some of our parts, right? Every single person is making this industry possible. We're the folks that actually fix the cars on a daily basis. If the automotive aftermarket didn't exist, the cars would not get fixed. We're the ones that rock the cradle, if you will. And being able to support all different kinds of shop owners, no matter what you happen to be dealing with, is kind of the purpose of the whole association, right? Because if you're by yourself, you only know what your problems are, but when you start to interact with other people, you start to realize, what other issues might be going on that you hadn't been aware of, and also, how you can support each other. That's what the association's all about, both on the state level, but also, with each other. So our association, we definitely are excited to meet new folks, especially younger shop owners that are coming into this business and have new ideas. We were talking about that just on Carm's show right now, which is, it's all about being able to hear from each other and have new ideas and adapt and grow as a business. So looking towards the future here and not focused on what we've been in the past.
Rory, future's now, shortage of skilled, all trades for that matter, as well as, what's on our lap. I mean, the economy's roaring. Interest rates are low enough where a lot of us are expanding what we're doing.
Yep.
But the fact is, how do I deal with this shortage? Like, let's speak on the educational side. ASCCA does a wonderful sort of synchronizing of the educational sector in support of those unsung instructors.
We do. We have a lot of chapters that are very involved at their local schools in the advisory committees. I know Chapter 5 is really strong in that area.
Shout out to Chapter 5. I saw the Facebook post. They had a great meeting last night.
They had a really great meeting.
89 people or so?
Huge meeting,
great.
And they're very, very on top of everything, and especially in that area of education and supporting education. I just, my hat's off to them about that. They're so good about it. And we have our foundation, our educational foundation that does scholarships. We give out scholarships every year, and that was started way back with a group of lady shop owners with the what we call the assets, and it became our foundation that is just becoming so dynamic in helping those young shop owners, or those future young shop owners, I should say, and those future technicians that we so badly need. In my area, I'm in such a rural area that it's a real concern of mine, trying to find good young techs because we have people that are retiring, and those great techs that have years of experience need to be replaced. And let's face it, these kids that are coming into this field have to know so much more than what I did 37 years ago when I started, you know? They need to be up to speed with, you know, computer control systems and everything. I started with my little fluke meter, and I was, you know, fine and gained knowledge and went to lots of classes and was involved in my community college and whatever. But now the amount of knowledge that a young tech just entering the field needs to know to even start being a diagnostician is just, you know, it's a lot for someone. And so we need to have those resources out there to help them.
It can be overwhelming, and more so to sort of network. No matter what part of the country you guys are catching this, there's associations in your backyard.
Correct.
Let's challenge our members again. Incoming President Carolyn, you have a mission. Lots of great leadership behind you. You failed. You've seen some successes, but the common core thread of who you are, as well as you, Rory, at the end of the day, it's the courage. Like, we show up. We don't have all the answers. What's your mission critical goal moving forward for ASCCA?
So we have two problems within the association currently. One is chapter health, and the other is member health. And my goal is to, you know, separate to conquer both of those problems. We've been kind of wrestling with both simultaneously, and we need to separate them and deal with them individually. So in terms of membership, number one objective is to lower the barrier to entry. So we are hoping to introduce a freemium model where we can allow folks to join. Freemium. So you can, no excuses. It's not about dues. It's about putting your name on the list and being a part of it.
You're offering a cocktail. You're offering an appetizer, just like, I like that, freemium.
I like it too.
Rory, back in the day, would freemium have made you nervous?
Well, you know what? If it's structured right, it does not make me nervous.
I like that. We just we had to get this. Maybe I'll get some B-roll with a little cart.
Yeah,
got a little, you know. But freemium is cool. I like that concept.
Yeah, no barrier to entry. Just being able just to sign up and get introduced to the association and counting you in the rolls in Sacramento. It's number one. And it doesn't have to be folks in California either. Anyone's welcome to sign up and be a part of our strength and our mission that we're bringing on behalf of all shop owners. So that's number one. And then obviously, you know, developing a funnel for chapters and being able for those members that have signed up to be able to get to know chapters. But separate problem is being able to know what individual chapters are struggling with, what support they need at the state level, and being able to treat each chapter individually and getting to know what's going on in their area. So we're working on that too. So we'll be reaching out to each one of our chapters and talking through. We have some chapters that are thriving and doing really well, and we have others that are dormant. So being able to really share the knowledge between chapters and what's working, what's not working, and being able to customize solutions, that's where we're going to go next year.
Man, Carolyn, you're organized, you're ready. You like military. Get in there.
Yeah, you know, it's
I love that.
It'll be interesting. So it was cute because Rocky and Dave and John Epstein and Rory, they reached out to me. We set up a meeting in the middle of the year. It was like July or June, I can't remember. And they got on a Zoom and they were like, so hey, Carolyn, you're going to be president next year. You know that, right? Like we want you to start getting involved. I said, oh, is this supposed to be like an intervention? Like you didn't think I was going to do anything? I said, okay, it's time. I'm going to start telling you what I have in mind. And we just started, you know, listing all the things that are either could be better or not working at all, and what are we going to do about it, and just working down the list.
Man, I can relate. So ASA Phoenix chapter was kind of that same thing. You show up and it's like, Frank. So, but like you just take like two things and you do your best. With us, and a lot of you, whether it's ASCCA or ASA or any other association, the connectivity of membership and keeping that thread core. So like we would regionally make sure we had all chapters meeting, with roundtables. It's a simple concept, but it's not that easy. One of the arguments, Rory, is, man, I'm busy. I love you guys. I'd love to do it. I love the freemium, but I'm just too busy. Like, how do you overcome that for?
Well, what this association does is give you so much knowledge and so many great connections. It saves you time. You got to make the time to do it, to grow your business, to make your operation better, to do all the things that your goals are, and so that you can reach your goals, you know, and make your goals, and learn how from other shop owners what has taken them years to figure out and develop. and you can duplicate a lot of what people have had to really spend, a lot of sleepless nights worrying about and figuring out. They've figured out the answer. Let them help you come up with these solutions. The shop owner that's working 24/7, they're the kind of shop owner that needs this association more than anybody, because those are the ones that really need help getting back on that path where they can spend time with their family, where they are being able to make the kind of money that they dreamt of when they started their business that they're struggling with now. Those are the shop owners that need to make the time to be a part of our association so that they can see the path to where they have, a good lifestyle that they dreamt of when they started.
Carolyn, it's not always about the money. Something as a young operator, my first garage back in mid-90s, I sold a bunch, was multi-store. One thing I struggled was as a young entrepreneur, right, is you're chasing the mindset, goal set, the grow others to their talent ability set. Mm-hmm. It can fake you out because it's all about, we look at dollars. We got to respect that. Mm-hmm. But we never look at time okay, how do I enjoy all this? And so, Rory, you speak on that. It's like shop owners that say, I don't have time. Well, you may have a time management issue. Don't wait 3, 4, 5 years. Get it from someone that's spent the last 20. Time is critical, and those that are fighting it more so should be involved in helping with their own families that are destroyed. We all know the divorces, the separated relationships, all of that came out of this guy or gal 18-hour day. It doesn't really have to be that way.
Yeah, it's the business working for you, or you working for the business. Yeah, what are we here? What's it all about, right? It's the human connections. That's, ultimately why we fix cars, because we want to help people. Yeah, the cars are fun, but ultimately we're trying to help people.
Yeah, that's like an addiction. It's an addiction.
help customers, help the industry, et cetera. That's where we really get our satisfaction, right? That satisfaction of fixing the car is because fixing a car is an important job. Someone depends on that vehicle. You're keeping them safe. You're allowing them to live their life. That's why we do our work. It's because of the people. I think that associations have had kind of a tone-deaf message for a long time, which is again, you need to do this and you need to blah, blah, volunteer, et cetera. And folks have started to disengage because they just haven't seen the value.
It's almost like a decreed fatwa of some sorts, like from the Hill.
And this is why I'm look, we don't need you to do anything. Just put your name on the list. If there's something that you want to do and get involved with, we'll share that information with you and you'll have choices. And, I think that there's opportunities for you to grow in your leadership skills and have that additional satisfaction of doing good work. But the first step is to just put your name on the list. Don't get intimidated. Don't worry about time. Don't worry about money. Put your name on the list. Get involved, put your name on the list, and the rest will come. So simplifying that message, I think, is what we're going to be working on.
We like simple, Rory.
Simple is good.
That's it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Sometimes it's like analysis paralysis, and we definitely ain't working smarter. We're working harder.
Yeah. Fixing cars is hard enough, right? Simplify the rest.
Yeah. So a great network, great to learn, grow, share. You have stuff to offer. Mm-hmm. It's not about all this holy grail stuff with people that have the gem. So you may be catching this, you may be listening or watching this. It's like you have stuff to offer, and so why not be a part of the network? How can folks find ASCCA?
ASSCA.com. Hey.
Simple as that.
Easy peasy.
Mr. Rory Balmer, thanks for hanging.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Frank the King, thank you so much for having us. Such a pleasure.
You guys rock. Thanks for hanging. AAPEX edition. Stay tuned. We got more to come. Wrench Nation.